it's on the passenger side. If you open up this panel here, pull it away, you can see inside. This is where you need to connect the cable. So I managed to plug in the camera down below, down here on the passenger side. I've not plumbed it in place yet, but I just want to check it's working. So once I plugged it in, I rebooted. It was showing a pop-up on screen saying that it needed to reboot. Once it rebooted, you can see I have drive and recorder now. So if I click on that, you'll see, there you go, it's upside down, but you've got the camera working. Just need to plumb it in place now. Okay, to plumb it in place, I'm going to remove this plastic plug from here and then remove this section and fit it in. Okay, so I've removed these two sections here. I think that's what I would have done if I'd have done it again, is remove that first section before removing the bigger section. Then it allows you to remove it, and you can see there it is, a little space for the dash cam. It's just there. See that plastic plug is. There's a little slot for it there. So I've removed the plastic plug from the hole, and then the camera's going to just sit in this little plastic case in here. You can see that. What I'll say is there's a little sticky out bit there, and you can see that that's going to just fit into, you can see it, there's a little section there, so it holds the camera in place like that. See that? There you go. So that's now in place, solid. You can see on the front, if you can see that, it's now in place and pointing forward. Fairly straightforward to get in. There you go. Okay, I've started feeding the cable through now to go up to the dash cam. So the first thing you have to do is unscrew these little screws either side, and then once those are off, like so, you can drop your dashboard, drop your glove box down, and I can start feeding the cable up through. Okay, so I've managed to find a point where I can get through. Put my little plastic tool in there. You can kind of see it through there. So I'm going to try and feed the wire through to get it out to the other side. Yeah. So it was very tricky, but I managed to squeeze it through. I had to pull this seal off a little bit to let it through, but now it's through, so I can start to feed it inside this here, up to the top and down the side. Okay, so I've plugged it in just to check that it's still working, and you can see I've still got the driver image software running. So what I'm going to do now is, I didn't want to have too much slack at this top end, so I'm going to plumb it in back from the camera down to the door, and then store the slack behind the behind the glove box. Pushing it into here, it's quite loose, so I can just push that in and hide it away. So when you get to this top section here, you can kind of tuck it just in between this plastic piece and the roof, and it just fits in just nicely just there, and then you can feed it back down the door seal. Okay, so the installation is completed. The plastic is back on, and I've run the cable down the window and this little gap here, this little gap, and then down the side, and then into the glove box. You see no signs. Everything looks as it was before. You can see the camera's there.